Yes, again, this is a simultaneous equation of three unknown. You must have learned in the past that a simultaneous equation of two unknown, which may be x and y or a and b, we look for them using maybe substitution method, elimination method, graphical method, and so on. At the same time, we can use matrix method for simultaneous equation of two unknown. But this one says simultaneous equation, and we have the three unknown. The unknown of what x, y, and z. At times, it might be a, b, or c. How do you solve? We are going to solve using matrix method, as popularly known. Then how do we go about it? The first thing we do is to write out the coefficients of all these unknown variables. So the coefficient of x here has to be 1 in form of a 3 by 3 matrix. So this is 1. The coefficient of y here is also 1. The coefficient of z here is what? Minus 2. The coefficient of x here is 2. The coefficient of y here is minus 1. And the coefficient of z here is 1. Coefficient of x here is what? 1. Coefficient of y here is plus 2. And the coefficient of z here is also what? Plus 2. To give us equals to the three unknown. I want to write it along. That is the x, y, z in a column pattern. And the last one we are going to write there is going to be our final answer. Also in form of a matrix. That's a 3 by 1 matrix, 3 row 1 column, minus 5, minus 3, and 4. Yes, we have substituted the new line. The first thing we do is to look for data, which is the determinant of the original matrix itself. So that will need us to proceed in doing that. To do that, we know how we solve original 3 by 3 matrix, putting our signs in form of plus, minus, and what? Plus. Either in the row pattern or in the column pattern, we're still doing the same thing. So we pick the first one here, which is a plus 1, and we kill the row, column and the row. And we kill the column and the row. What are we having left? What are we left with? We are left with what? Minus 1, 1, and 2, and 2. Again, I strike this out, and I strike this out. What I have left? Minus 1, 1. So in form of a 2 by 2 matrix, and what? 2, 2. I continue with the next one, which is what? Minus 1. I strike out its column and its row. What am I left with? I'm left with 2 and 1 and 1 and 2. 2, 1, 1, and 2. Form of a 2 by 2 matrix. And the last one is going to be plus minus 2, which is going to give us a minus 2. So striking out its column and its row, what am I left with? I'm left with 2 minus 1 and what? 1 and 2. So to continue solving, we now will look for the determinant of a 2 by 3 matrix. If you have not seen our matrix series, I would advise you to check our subsequent video. We have a matrix series here so you can understand this more. So 1 in a diagonal pattern, looking for a 2 by 2 matrix, that means minus 1 times 2 minus 2 times 1. So permits me to use dots for my multiplication. So instead of writing multiplication, I'll use dots, please, permits me. So minus 1 times 2 minus 2 times 1. Diagonal pattern, please. The next one, minus 1 bracket 2 dot 2 minus 1 dot 1. Again, the last one, minus 2 bracket 2 dot 2 minus 1 dot minus 1. So my determinant is going to give me my 1, open bracket, minus 1 times 2 is going to be what? Minus 2. Minus 2 times 1 is also going to be minus 2. I consider as minus 1. 2 times 2 is going to be what? 4. Minus 1 times 1 is going to be 1. The next one, minus 2. 2 times 2 is going to give what? A 4. Minus 1 times minus 1 is going to give me a plus 1. As I continue, this is going to give me 1 bracket minus 2 times minus 2. Sorry, let me use my normal bracket. Minus 2 minus 2 is going to give me minus 4. Minus 1. 4 minus 1 is going to give me 3. Minus 2. 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is going to give me also 5. I'll give my determinant as 1 times minus 4 is going to give me minus 4. Minus 1 times 2 is going to give me minus 3. Minus 2 times 5 is going to give me also what? Minus 10. So my determinant of the original matrix is going to give me minus 4 minus 3 minus 7. And this is minus 17. That is my determinant of the original 3 by 3 matrix from the equation. Let's look for my x. To look for my x, I have to fill up the answer in the first column to look for my x. I fill up the answer in the first column to look for my x. The same way if I want to look for my y, I fill up the answer in the second column to look for my y. And the same if I want to look for my z, I fill up the answer in the what? In the third column. So that will give me something of this nature. Instead of writing the original matrix in the first column, I'm going to write the answer. So that will give us so instead of this, we are putting this minus 5, minus 3, and what? 4. Then we can consider with the rest, which is what? 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 1, and 2. So that will look for a determinant of this matrix. So which we recall as what? Delta x. We now used to look for our original 3 by 3 matrix. We put our sign there, either in the row form or in the column form. So that is plus, minus, and what? Plus. To start with, I'll put my plus minus 5 is going to be minus 5. I'm having my 2 by 2 matrix. So if I strike out the column and the row, what am I having left? I'm having this, which is just minus 1, 1, 2, and what? 2. And then the next one is going to be what? Minus 1 also. If I strike out its column and its row, what am I having left with? I'm having left, I'm left with minus 3, 1, 4, 2. And the last one is going to be what? Plus minus 2. Plus minus 2 is going to give us a minus 2 also. So if I strike out its column and its row, what am I left with? I'm left with minus 3, minus 1, 4, and what? 2. So that will give my delta x. So what? Minus 5. Looking for the 2 by 2 matrix, we said it's always in the diagonal form. Minus 1 times 2 minus 2 times 1. That will give me minus 1 dot 2 minus 2 times 1. The same thing will continue. Minus 1 minus 3 times 2 minus 4 times 1. And the last one, minus 2 in brackets, minus 3 times 2 minus 4 times minus 1. So my delta is continuing to be minus 5 minus 1 times 2 is going to give me what? A minus 2. Minus 2 times 1 is going to give me a 2. Minus 1 minus 3 times 2 is going to give me minus 6. Minus 4 times 1 is going to give me a 4. Minus 2, open brackets, minus 3 times 6 is going to give me a minus 6. Minus 4 times minus 1 is going to give me a what? A plus 4. That's giving me delta x to be minus 5 brackets, minus 2 minus 2 is what? Minus 4. Minus 1 bracket, minus 6 minus 4 is going to be minus 10. And the last one is what? Minus 2 brackets, minus 6 plus 4 is going to be minus 2. Delta x is going to be minus 5 times minus 4. That gives me a plus 20. Minus 1 times 10, that's plus 10. Minus 2 times minus 4. Minus 2 times minus 2, that's plus 4. My delta S is going to finally be 20 plus 10, 30 plus 7, 30 plus 4, that's what? 34. So I've succeeded in looking for delta X. And I told you that, so therefore, my X, which is the first unknown variable I'm looking for, I told you is X, Y, Z, is not going to be delta X over delta. Now we are looking for delta, which is the determinant of the original matrix itself. Now, delta S, which is representing the answer in the first column of the original matrix, to look for my X. So, putting my delta X over delta is going to be what was delta X? 34 over what's my delta? Minus 14. Sorry, minus 17. So my final answer is going to be what? Minus 2. So let me keep that somewhere here. So my X is going to be what? Minus 2. Because I'm still going to look for Y and Z. And I've told you that what? I'm just going to put the answer in the second column for Y and put the same answer in the third column for Z. So permit me to claim this. Yes. Like I said, to look for my Y, which is the second unknown variable, I'll put my answer in the second column. So that will give me a matrix of this nature. So in the first column, I will not change anything. 1, 2, and what? 1. Then the second column for my Y, it has to be the answer, which is minus 5, minus 3, and what? 4. And the last column, it has to be the original number, which is what? Minus 2, 1, and minus 2. So 1 and 2, that's minus 2. Yeah, so I'll look for the determinant of this matrix, but remember, I put my answer for Y. So definitely I'm looking for delta Y. So to look for the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, I said it's going to be what? Plus, minus, plus. That's giving us the first one, which is plus 1. Then now we are segmenting the 2 by 2 matrix after cutting its column and its row. What are having left? Column and its row off. So we're having what? Minus 3, 1, 4, and what? 2. The next is what? Minus 5. Minus 5 is going to give us plus 5. So striking out its column and its row, what are having left? 2, 1, and 1 and 2. And the last but not the least, plus minus 2 is going to give us a minus 2. Striking out its column and its row is going to give us what? 2 minus 3, 1 and 4. Yes, now continue. My delta Y is going to be 1 bracket diagonal of the 2 by 2 matrix. So that's the determinant of the 2 by 2 matrix in the diagonal form. So that's minus 3 times dot 2 minus 4 dot 1 plus 5, 2 times 2 minus 1 times 1. And the last one minus 2, 2 dot 4 minus 1 dot minus 3. So my delta Y, we have the 1 bracket minus 3 times 2 will give us minus 6. Minus 4 times 1 is going to give us minus 4 plus 5 bracket 2 times 2 is going to give us also what? 4 minus 1 times 1 is giving us 1 minus 2. 2 times 4 is going to give us 8 minus 1 times minus 3 is going to give us what? Plus 3. So my delta Y continues as 1 bracket minus 6 minus 4, so 1 in the bracket give us minus 10 plus 5 bracket 4 minus 1 is going to give us 3 minus 2 brackets 8 plus 3 is going to give us also 11. My delta y continues as 1 times minus 10, that's what? Minus 10 plus 5 times 3 is what? 15 minus 2 times 11, that's minus 22. So my final answer for delta y is going to be minus 10 plus 15 will give me a 5. 5 minus 22 is going to give me what? A minus 17. So therefore, to get my y, since I have my delta y and I have my delta, my y is going to be delta y over delta. What's delta y? Delta y gives me minus 17 over, what's my delta? My delta also gives me minus 17. So I'll break everything down. My y is going to be what? A perfect one. So I'll come here again and put my y as also what? 1. And the last thing I do is what? To replace the third column with the answer so I can get my y as the third and the last unknown variable. So permit me to find this side of the board. Yes, to continue, like I said, I'm going to fill the answer in the third column to get my last unknown variable, which is z. So I'll continue. I'll do 1 to 1. I'm not doing anything with the first column, that was for x. In the second column, I'm not doing anything also, which is 1, minus 1, and 2. And the last column, I'm putting the answer so that I can get my third unknown variable. So that will be minus 5, minus 3, and 4. So remember this stand for z. So I'll call this delta z to look for my determinant of the third unknown variable. So to look for determinant of the 3 by 3 matrix, we have to go in the row form, plus, minus, plus, and be in the column form. It's in the column form also. So we continue like that. That will give us the first one, which is what? 1. If I strike out the column and the row, what am I left with? I'm left with what? Minus 1, minus 3, 2, and 4. And then the next one is giving what? Minus 1. That will give me, striking out its row and column, its column and its row. I'm left with what? 2 minus 3, 1 and 4. And the last one, plus minus 5, is going to give me minus 5. The last, striking out its column and its row, is going to give me what? 2 minus 1 and what? 1 and 2. Delta z is going to finally be 1. Sorry, I'm going to look for the 2 by 2 matrix. That will give me minus 1 times 4 minus 2 times minus 3. And the second one, minus 1 bracket 2 times 4 minus 1 times minus 3. And the last one, minus 5, 2 times 2 minus 1 times minus 1. And delta z is going to continue as 1 bracket minus 1 times 4 is going to give me minus 4. Minus 2 times minus 3 is going to give me plus 6. Minus 1 bracket 2 times 4 is going to give me 8. Minus 1 times minus 3 is going to give me a plus 3. Minus 5 brackets 2 times 2 is giving me 4. Minus 1 times minus 1 is going to give me plus 1. Then we continue for my delta z. 1 bracket minus 4 plus 6 will give me 2. Minus 1 open bracket 8 plus 3 is giving me 11. And this is what? Minus 5 bracket 4 plus 1 also is giving me what? A 5. So we have as delta z to be 1 times 2 is giving me a positive 2, minus 1 times 11 is giving me a minus 11, minus 5 times 5 is giving me a what? Minus 25. Delta z is going to give me 2 minus 11, that will give me what? Minus 9. Minus 9 minus 25 is giving me minus 34. So I've succeeded in looking for my delta z, and remember that I said to get my z from that is going to be delta z over the determinant of the original matrix. What's my delta z? My delta z is minus 34. And what's my determinant? My determinant is also minus 17. So you can see from there that my z is what? Is a positive 2. So that will give me my answer. X, y, and z to what? Minus 2, 1, and 2. So let me put it here. S equals to what? Minus 2. Y equals to 1. And z equals to 2. And that is the final answer. You can see it's a very simple but technical question. You just have to go through the rigorous process, and I bet you it will be easy.